Hello everyone, my name is Alicia Lott. Welcome to my channel about bullet journaling and goal setting. So this is my weekly video. I am going to show you how I do first my weekend review and then how I do my 2-page weekly spread, which this one doesn't, but it's going to have goals for the month, and then it'll have goals for the quarter, and then it'll just also have my goals for the year down at the bottom, just to reinforce everything because I also have my goals in the front cover as well. So I just want to really make sure that I remember those this year. So I hope you join me. Let's get started. Okay, so first, just so you guys know, I generally write every day. I write at night before I go to bed. I do a section of gratitude up at the top of the page, and then down below I just write like just a free write journal entry. But on Christmas Eve I was too tired to do that. I had a little too much drinky drink, a little much foodie food, and I went out. It was lovely though. I went with my mom and we drove around the neighborhood and looked at other houses and just looked at their Christmas lights. And this is a tag that was on the gift that my mother gave me, so I really liked it. It's Santa. Boop, boop, boop. This is my weekly review that I did last week. So actually I did the same thing for this week that just passed. So we have what went well, we have what didn't go so well, and then down below I put a little quote, and it says, "It is very freeing to realize that your mistakes and failures are noticed less often than you fear, and it's time you made some more mistakes, that is." And where I got that is "Think Big, Take Small Steps to Build the Future You Want" by Dr. Grace Lordan. So tiny. But yeah, I really like that quote. That's a really good book. If you haven't read it, definitely recommend it if you get a chance to read that. And okay, so all of this is my weekly spread from this past week. As you can see, is my only plan for Monday, December 25th was to celebrate Christmas, and I did that. So there you go. Winning. So I have a confession to make. Today, as I'm making this video, it is actually Friday, and I am going to publish it on Sunday morning because my friend is coming into town, and I just wanted to make sure that I had this weekend free to spend with her. So I wanted to go ahead and get this video started and out for you guys. It was a little difficult to do my weekend review because the week's not over yet. So I have it mostly done though. I'm sure I can think of some different things to include, but for right now it's good. I'm really liking my new weekly spread just because I do like seeing things that I need to do for the entire month as opposed to just my daily tasks or my quarterly tasks or yearly tasks. So I have the month, and then I broke it down into the first quarter. This originally was just the last half of December, and then I realized that's silly. I'm not going to accomplish anything, really. Who does anything during the holidays? So I went ahead and just made it for Q1 2024, and then I just scribbled. It looks really messy under here. This post-it note is not just for privacy. It's for covering up mess. Just trying to get focused in my mind what I want to do for the first 3 months of next year. So now I will go ahead and do my weekly spread right here on these 2 pages. Okay, so the first thing I always start off with is doing my habit tracker up in this upper corner here. January 1st through the 7th, 2024. First, I have exercise 30 minutes. I do my morning check-in. That is simply just looking at my to-do list and seeing what I have to do over the course of the day. I really need to work on some sort of system for my to-do list, because sometimes I don't always go back and look at it throughout the day. I'm very much trying to get myself to actually look at the things that I want to do. Say like at 12 noon, I need to like stop and just look at my tasks and figure out what I'm supposed to be doing and how I can actually check things off the daily to-do list. So that is going to be a project for myself. So next is to read my goals aloud. That is referring to my goals in the front cover here. I just read everything aloud to myself, and that way it just reinforces everything in my little brain. And then speaking of my brain, I do a brain dump in the morning. So that is just taking some paper and just writing freehand. Usually I do have a theme or a question in mind that I want to focus on. Sometimes it's just simply the question is, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want 5 years from now? What do you want 10 years from now? What do you want today? How are you going to get the things that you want? Even if I have to answer that question 100 times just to kind of hone in and figure out what it is. So that's what I do in the morning. Spanish, study, I put 60 minutes, and then I do Spanish or I'll put Spanish spoken. Spoken 30 minutes. That's a lot. I know I'm not going to be able to do this every day. In fact, this weekend, I probably won't be able to do most of these things. My schedule tends to get really messed up when people visit me, or when something happens where I have to actually like go outside and be social. So that's okay. I'm just going to do the best I can this week and hope for the best. Go outside, get some fresh air, at least for 5 minutes. Just try to make sure that I'm getting some fresh air and sunshine, because I work from home and sometimes I just don't leave the house because it's cold and yucky and rainy. So these are my morning tasks. All of these are things that I do first thing in the morning, and they're in more or less the order in which I do them. Of course, during the day I work. I do have a job. I know it's, yeah. And then the rest of these things are going to be after I am done with work. So no phone after 8 o'clock. I try to wind down before bed. I just swap the phone out and get a book instead, and I just read. Usually I'm sitting with my mom in front of the TV and we watch something, and so I'm kind of like half watching the TV and half reading the book. So I don't know how much knowledge I'm absorbing from the book, but I do try my best. Take my vitamins. Then I wrap my to-do list. And I am ready for bed at, do I still want to say 9 o'clock to be ready for bed? I'm gonna go ahead and put 9:30. 9:30. I tried to do 9 o'clock because it does make sense, because I'm getting up earlier to exercise, but I have not been able to sustain that. So I'm going to just be realistic and just say 9:30. I think that was working well for me. All right, so these are my daily habits. And now I just do the days of the week. I leave some space in between the days so it's not too crowded. And then, yes, this is it. Usually before I go to bed, I sit down, and after I do my vitamins and stuff, I do my to-do list. I do my to-do list in the journal, so then it's just easy for me to just check off each task that I did that day. And now I will do my to-do list. And I take my little ink stamp and crap. No! It's okay. I'm gonna fill in January. January 1st, once again, I don't plan on doing very much. I'm going to go ahead and just put Happy New Year. There. And on January 1st, I'm sure I will just cross these off as if I have done it. I have made it to the new year. There you go. Okay, to be cute, I'm going to just go over this with blue marker. Okay, now it's time to do my monthly goals. Let's do that first. Okay, so these are my goals for January. I'm not sure if I like the way I have this laid out, but I wanted to put check marks or check boxes rather, because I love check boxes and it really does motivate me in a way to be able to just kind of check that off, and then it's like, yes, I accomplished that. This is how I set up my weekly spread. So yes, I have my goals for January. I've got my goals for the first 3 months of the year, and then my goals for the first 6 months of the year. I hope this helps you start to think of how you want to structure your weekly spread for the coming year. And I hope you like this video. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful new year, and I will see you on the other side. I'll see you next year. Upside down wave, goodbye.